Welcome, everybody, to King of the Mountain podcast. This used to be the Wrestling World podcast. I changed the name of it. Give a little nod to Jeff Jarrett, Double J. But anyways, let's get into this. I want to talk today about the controversy around Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I think he's out, honestly. It feels like the entire McMahon family is out. You've got, Triple H. Well, I guess it started with Shane back at Royal Rumble. Shane got pushed out. Triple H got pushed out of NXT, which, then he had his health issues, so he retired from the ring and everything. Most recently, Stephanie got pushed out of her spot and out of WWE. And now you got these allegations, which I guess not allegations. It's all true. Vince paying off, from what I'm hearing, Rosa Mendez to shut up about the affair that they had, and then him pushing her off to John Laurinaitis. It's crazy, really. But honestly, as a wrestling fan who's been a wrestling fan for my entire life, we all knew it, honestly. Being a wrestling fan for the last 30 plus years, anybody who's been a wrestling fan that long, come on. I mean, Vince is the Hugh Hefner of the wrestling world. You try and tell me that he didn't have some relations with a lot of those, if not all of those, female wrestlers from the Attitude Era. I'm telling you right now, he most likely did. Like I said, he's the Hugh Hefner of wrestling. Any beautiful woman coming into the WWE, WWF, whatever you want to call it, especially back then, you can't tell me that he didn't have something to do with them. So this might just be the tip of the iceberg. But I was talking to the guy that I had here on the last time about it, and he doesn't think Vince is done. He thinks Vince will get out of it, much like the steroid scandal of the 90s. But I think he's done. And I think that this is the beginning of the end of the WWE. Honestly, it's been around for forever, but they were getting too big for their own ego. Their own good, and I just see it as Vince thinking he's untouchable. He can do whatever he wants, and then you have all this fucking cancel culture bullshit going on the last, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years over stupid shit. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that that what Vince did or has done was a good thing. I'm not saying that at all. He had an affair. That's not a good thing. What I am saying, though, is that with cancel culture, he's gonna get canceled. He's gonna, and then WWE, all the execs are gonna get, not necessarily canceled, but they're gonna get the fingers pointed at them. Well, you knew about it, so why didn't you do something about it? I mean, like I said, wrestling fans, we knew. If you're a true wrestling fan, you knew. So, I mean, if anybody's going to listen to this, I'd like to hear your comments on there. What do you think about Vince? You think Vince is done? You think he'll come out of this scot clean? And Johnny will be his fall guy? Because I don't think so. Honestly, don't think so. But we'll see, I guess. With that being said, I'm going to segue into other stuff. We haven't done this since, God, I think after Royal Rumble. So, I mean, a lot's happened. We had the unfortunate passing of the great Scott Hall. We had WrestleMania. We've had all the AEW shows, which have been great. Not so great. I mean, that last pay-per-view they had, I can't even remember what it was, honestly, and it sucks because I love AEW. But anyways, Punk winning the title honestly came to shock. As much as I wanted Punk to win it, I was shocked that he won it, because I think Hangman winning that, it would have been another stepping stone to make Hangman more legitimate. But I understand why Tony Khan pulled the trigger on that. You want a familiar face to lead your company, walking into the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, which now Punk is hurt. He's going to be out. But if Punk was healthy, walking into a Forbidden Door, which I want to talk about that a little bit too here in a bit. But you walk into the Forbidden Door, which could potentially be the biggest pay-per-view we've seen in like 20 years. You got two, I don't want to say powerhouse companies, but they're essentially the ECW, WCW tiers of wrestling. And those two, if they worked together and did great stuff, they could easily compete, I think, with WWE, especially now. But I digress. But you want Punk as your face, not a Hangman. I didn't think Hangman could be the face of a company anyways. So it is what it is. He held the title. He'll probably get it again. I would be shocked if he never got it again. I've got so many things that have happened. Like I said earlier, Shane getting pushed out, Triple H retiring from in-ring. I know I'm going all over the place here, and then getting pushed out of WWE, Stephanie stepping down and getting pushed out of WWE. Like, the McMahon era is done. But I've been watching a lot of stuff, a lot of indie stuff, a lot of New Japan, just all over the place, really. What FTR is doing right now, with Punk. What was their what was that, CMFTR or something like that? Whatever their trio name was supposed to be, I don't know. But anyways, that trio is great. You're gonna get Punk, or Kenny's gonna come back soon, I would think. I would hope. Him and the Bucks, they're little elite. Obviously, you got Cole and Red Dragon, the Undisputed Elite, or whatever they're called. And then we had the heel turn from Christian Cage. That would have been a great trio right there. Jurassic Express with Christian Cage. But it's whatever. Excuse me. Working third shift gets to you sometimes. Man. I mean, the wrestling world is a buzz with a lot of stuff. But I want this podcast to be more about everything. Like I said, I want to go across the board. I want to do WWE. I want to do AEW. I want to do New Japan. I want we'll throw Impact in there too. Why not? Some of the indie stuff too. I follow a lot of indie stuff. I see some crazy stuff online. Oh, excuse me again. From all over the country. Yeah, I watch and follow guys from Texas, and I think I follow somebody from Oregon too, but I can't remember. I follow so many wrestlers. Um, but I wanna talk about all that. I want to talk about I want to do fantasy bookings. I want to talk about the potential, um, the what if matches, the what if scenarios, the um, how when Hall of Fame comes back around. Oh, hopefully, if I'm still doing this podcast by then, I hope I will be. When Hall of Fame rolls around, I want to talk about the Hall of Fame. Who deserves to be in? Who should get in next year? Who doesn't deserve to be there? Who doesn't deserve yet to be in the Hall of Fame? Because there's a lot of those. A lot of those. That whole celebrity wing needs to be wiped out, except for Donald J. Trump. He deserves to be in there, and I'll fight anybody that says otherwise. That goes to you, Mick Foley. Fuck you. Anyways, yeah, man. I just want to have fun with this podcast. I want to see where it goes, and if I could eventually maybe get to where I'm interviewing wrestlers, probably local wrestlers first. You know what I mean? That'd be great. Meet some people, meet some all-time greats. Yeah, who knows? We'll see. But with that being said, I don't really have anything else going on right now. I wanted to get on here, talk about Vince, and then talk about what I want this podcast to be, and hopefully will be one day. We'll see what happens then. Rolling into just over 12 minutes now. So, with that said, I'm going to get off here, and the next show hopefully will be a lot smoother. I will be taking notes and stuff. If anybody's listening to this, feel free to comment or however you do it on here. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm still new to this podcast thing and trying to figure it all out. So if you have any questions or whatever, like I said, give me your ideas on how you feel about Vince. What do you think's going to happen? And yeah, I'm just gonna have fun here and talk about wrestling all the time, and that is all. So goodbye, friends.